What's up, guys? This is a very interesting stream concept here. I played this game a very long time ago. Star Wars: The Old Republic, right? I tried finding my old password. I could not find it. And well, I actually found my password, but the security key stuff, it's stupid. It doesn't even work on my new phone. It's not in the App Store, so I can't even get the security key to get into my old account. So I made a new account, and I started with the Jedi Guardian, or whatever you want to call it, right? There's weird classes now. I just immediately, I was hit with what's going on here? What's going on here? Because the first conversation you have when you get to Tython, we'll just show you -1 on wokeness, because there's only males and females. There's no non-binary people. So that's automatically a point off. Really want to go rad-lib on this, where it's kind of valid. We're looking at these facial symbols and just choosing what looks pretty, but in the Zabrak culture these actually mean things. Same with the horns and those things. These things have meanings that we're just kind of slapping on there. It's fictional, so no one really cares. I like that hair. Obama, the war criminal. That's funny. I think that works. Sick. I guess you could just put that in there. It doesn't care. So this is Tython, a planet that the Jedi Temple is on. And that would be important. Look at this game. It's so pretty now. Maybe it was always this pretty. I played it originally on, I think, a 1080p monitor. Now I got a 4K one.
I'm surprised a member of the Jedi Council would come to meet me.
I wanted to meet the student who's caused such a stir. Your instructors tell me that even in childhood you had a remarkable connection to the Force. We haven't seen such power in decades.
That's crazy.
I was hoping your new master would be here. Yuan left her dig site and is returning to Tython specifically to train you.
Is Master Yuan an archaeologist?
In a way.
Oh, wait.
As you become her Padawan, never forget your initial training, nor the Jedi Code.
Damn it, dude.
There is no emotion, there is peace.
I chose a different class, and so the storyline here is going to be different, which means that we're not going to hear the really settler mindset come out of these guys. I don't think, in the same way at least.
The Force. This
Unless she's about to say there's an attack on the Padawans.
Yuan, I was beginning to worry.
So you've arrived safely, my Padawan. I'm sorry I can't greet you properly, but we already have a crisis on our hands.
I'm at your service, Master.
Tython is a treasure trove of ancient Jedi relics. Recently, our researchers uncovered several teaching holograms, but they've not been fully studied. These holograms may be records of the founders of the Jedi Order. They're absolutely irreplaceable. But a large group of flesh raiders has begun rampaging through that region. Those priceless holograms are in danger.
Alright, here we go. Let's see what they say about the flesh raiders.
Never heard of flesh raiders before.
The flesh raiders are Tython's natives. Savage cannibals who destroy everything in their path.
Including the hologram's projectors. Combat
That's so good! That's so good! That's so good! The flesh raiders are this planet's natives that are savage cannibals who destroy anything in their path. That's awesome, dude. That's so cool. One, who made this game?
Meet me at the Jedi Temple.
BioWare?
We have much to discuss.
Western, right? So Westerners made this game. Have that clear, right? Definitely not these aren't anti-imperialists, no? In real life, imperialists and their allies call native populations that rebel savages, other derogatory terms. So in their video games, they have to make those claims real so that they feel justified. So in this game, the natives actually are savage demons, and I think this storyline is going to help you understand this.
The training grounds are not safe today.
I always expected my trials would be a challenge.
Normally, we minimize the danger until a Padawan is settled in and trained. You're Yuan's apprentice, though, aren't you? We could certainly put your combat training to use. The short version is, we have flesh raiders invading the training grounds, and a group of Padawans without combat skills is trapped in the hills.
Master Yuan mentioned the natives briefly.
They are a savage people who occasionally raid the local settlements and devour those they kidnap. Today, we thought
Raiding
they understood
settlements?
technology.
Settlements?
Packing blasters and vibroblades and turning them
Wait,
on
hold
Padawans
on,
who aren't
hold on.
trained
Wait a
to
second,
defend
wait a second,
themselves.
wait a second. You're telling me that the native
Let me know
population
what's required.
is
I'm here
fighting
to help.
against the
I got a
settlers?
beacon here.
That's crazy, dude. That's evil. That's actually, like, savage. Let's kill some natives. Let's go, dude. Die, bloodthirsty, savage natives. I am the civilizing force of the Jedi Order. I want to see us, like, so far, our entire, like, idea of what these guys are is based off what the leaders of the settler colony have taught us. Of course, we're gonna probably think they're, like, not very good, right? What happens if they are okay? Like, what happens, and I'm saying this because we will later find out, that they're not what we think they are. We'll probably see that tonight. And it's a very interesting, you know, take in story narrative around colonialism and racism and that political imperial sense. There doesn't seem to be any economic differences presented to us between the Sith Empire and the Galactic Republic here. The economies, you will find out, are pretty much modeled off like the imperialist stage of capitalism. We have monopoly corporations, states, you know, like them and like support them. There's syndicates and stuff.
Good to see another Padawan alive out here. You're lucky those creatures haven't caught you yet.
Creatures, they're not people.
Talking about the Flesh Raiders?
They're hiding everywhere. We came seeking knowledge of the Jedi Code. The Flesh Raiders interrupted
hold
our
up.
trial.
Alright, so
Never
the
fought like
Jedi
that
are
in
here
my life. We
to-
killed it. Jared was
This
badly
is
injured.
okay.
Your
Are
friend.
they Zionists?
How serious is the wound?
Is the
Pains him
Jedi Order
greatly.
Zionists?
He
Because
should
they
not be
came,
moving.
they
It
recolonized,
is not
or,
the Jedi way to seek
colonized
battle and revenge while a
Python
man suffers.
to recover
That's
their
your opinion, Meneas. It's
some of
not
their
what we
like
decided.
historic like
Training or not,
files
bunch
and
of
stuff.
animals.
Remember the Jedi
And so
Code.
they
There is
they
no
came here
passion,
with that
there is
intention.
serenity.
That's enough, Meneas.
And now they're setting up temples
wanna
and
help
stuff.
us?
They're
We could
settling
use
this
you.
land,
Help make the Flesh
and
Raiders
now
pay.
they're killing the natives who are
You're walking a
understandably
dangerous path.
resisting
You and
their
your friends
settlement.
need to get back to camp while you still can.
However,
No,
unlike
we are not.
real Zionism,
I see you have a signal
this
beacon.
is actually
Leave it for us.
motivated
And as soon as we
primarily
have gathered our
by
things, we will signal
religious,
for a ride back.
like, zeal. Most Zionists are Christians, and most Zionist Jews are not actually practicing Jews. And also the geopolitical context for why Zionism developed as it did in the real world. I don't know if these manga cats are Manka cats are native or not, but they seem to have a fine relationship with the Flesh Raiders. So, in another sense, in an ecological sense, we're actually coming here and doing ecocide. We're disrupting the, natural, ecosystem here in relation to the living creatures and beings, right? Ooh, stone throw. That's my favorite. I love doing that. I love killing natives with stones. Oh my god! Boom. Aw, poor baby. Listen, I didn't want to do ecocide, okay? I had no choice.
Master Yuan, I've encountered a problem. One of the holoprojectors has been stolen.
Stolen? But the Flesh Raiders don't steal, they destroy.
They don't know how! They don't know how to use technology! They're savage, non-human beings! That was fire, dude.
Be careful.
Like, even the colonial, arrogance. The arrogance to think that, these are real people who can, think and make decisions will lead to their downfall. Because they didn't even think that, oh, they can like use technology and pry open a holoprojector. They just could destroy it because they're brutes.
The beacon worked, and a rescue speeder is on its way.
Unironically, this
Really
like
came
I don't
through
know
for
if
those
they
battles.
intentionally. I'm starting to think they intentionally
them
made
was
it this
injured.
way, just
You need
because
to
I
send a
couldn't
medical
imagine
to
them
rescue
doing it like accidentally
Standard
making
procedure.
such a
They're
funny
in good
critique.
hands.
Just run over some. I just like ran over a settler. That's crazy. Technically, we're not even playing as a settler. We're playing as like a tourist slash like study abroad student.
There isn't. It's out of my hands, Kaizen. I haven't. Padawan, come in. This is Kaizen Fess, an old friend. He's here on a hunting expedition. A sacred Trandoshan
It's a freaky
tradition.
giant lizard. Let's do the most racist thing we
This
can do.
thing doesn't look like anybody's friend.
Oh my
Padawan.
god.
That is enough.
Jesus Christ. That's crazy. How is that an option? So here are some other settlers.
You wish to participate in the ceremony, I presume? You understand the dangers?
I'm sorry,
Crazy
I don't know what you're
aliens?
talking about.
That's
You've not been
crazy.
told, then.
Because
I
you're all
apologize.
aliens.
Many of
If
your
you're not
brethren,
on your homeland, then you're literally an alien. Like, what are you talking about, crazy alien? This is not your homeland either.
And I know why.
What's their story? What's their story?
What are the Flesh Raiders exactly? Where did they come from?
No one's sure. They were here when the pilgrims came to Tython. We lacked the numbers to attack the Flesh Raiders directly, and not even the Jedi could wipe the monsters from this world.
They want to do a genocide. They want to do a genocide of the native population,
Then I will
so
make
they
it
have
happen.
more land
Thank you for this.
to
Odorous
colonize.
Mare knows where the vats are hidden. He is our guard captain. Talk to him to learn the Raiders' secrets.
Guys, I think we're the bad ones. I think we're the bad ones. Killing is the last resort. If we can just ethnically cleanse them and not genocide them, I'd be happy.
if possible. But I will find your father.
You can't talk to flesh raiders, Jedi.
Oh.
They don't think like people.
Ah!
They're only interested in blood. If you find him, if he's hurt or
I
confused,
love this game so
you'll
much.
know him
This
by
is so
his
funny.
golden
It's
promise
like
ring.
it's pure
He wouldn't
copium,
part
dude.
with it. Imagine if the elixir can make a flesh raider powerful. What would it do for a pilgrim warrior? Bring it to me.
What would it do for small bean pilgrim? What would it do for small green Zionist?
I won't help you feed the elixir to the pilgrims.
Fine. Obey the orders of an old woman and destroy the elixir. But pilgrim blood is on your hands. The elixir is in the caves beyond our village.
The word pilgrim,
doubt Jedi
especially
can even come
in the
close to
US,
vats.
is so associated with like we use it in place of the word colonist when we talk about the founding of the United States. So it's interesting that they would use that word here. Slave master? I don't know, man. Maybe these guys are a little fucked up. I guess we gotta genocide the entire population because they haven't had the opportunity to develop socially to get rid of slavery. So we're in the presence of the... what's his name? Who's the OG Zionist? This is Herzl. What's up, Herzl?
You are the reason the pilgrims came to Tython?
My teachings angered our rulers. They spurned our lifestyle and refused to recognize the authority of the matriarchs. On Tython, we found we could practice our ways in peace. Even the Flesh Raiders can't destroy our society.
Sorry, how are any of these colonists so ignorant as to think that they can't use technology when they hold guns? That guy had a personal shield generator. They can clearly use technology.
The villagers said you'd taken this holoprojector, Naylan, and told me where to find you.
I suppose they spun the tale of me being a legendary protector, too. They don't understand. Are the Flesh Raiders destroyed? No. My people aren't safe until my learning's complete.
The final solution. This is literally Nazism, Zionism right here.
I can do things I never imagined possible.
Twi'lekism.
I will be the defender my people deserve.
I just attacked a praying person. He was like sitting down praying. The amount of war crimes going on right now is fantastic.
A flesh raider, baby. See how the Force tests my dedication to assisting the helpless of this world. You did the right thing. Leave him with me. I'll convene the council to decide how to handle this.
Kill it. We found out that a flesh raider can speak, or, you know, they can talk in standard, which is English in Star Wars. Primitive water stick. Okay, let's look at the phrasing here. Primitive water stick. Primitive tournament. Okay. There's an item called Aboriginal Cloth. So like the game devs like know what they're doing. Which is the funny thing. Why? Okay, all three of those choices aren't like, none of them are like, yeah, I want to help.
Does he even understand what he's asking? What Jedi training involves?
I'm not sure. He thinks the Jedi are hunters.
Take power. Hunt power. Go rock den. Head thing flesh.
He won't let me go unless you help him get into the Jedi Temple. You can do that, right? Get the Jedi Masters
He
to train
has
him?
to die.
I'll go to the temple and see what I can do.
Rock den power. Go rock den. Go tree den.
Alright, so let's do an analysis on their farming technique. So it looks like they are tilling. They are leaving mounds, which is good for water retention. Tilling is probably damaging the soil, and if you look at that soil, it's a bit lighter than this path, for instance, which indicates that it probably has less nutrients and less water retention, and, you know, like less organic matter, which is not great. There's also like huge clumps of garbage here. Not sure what that's about. It could be just rocks. It could also be clumps of dry dirt, which would also not be great. That's my analysis. For I do it for you. Nope.
My order's greatest honor is to protect
Oh
and
yeah,
serve
yeah.
others.
Okay, to figure out if it's woke, we have to have like a conversation with this person, with our other character who is the other side of the binary to which this game presents. They're a woman, so we'll see if the game is woke or not. Is a pro-lesbian game. Imagine like 10 years from 30 years from now, in this storyline, there's like a generation of settlers who have lived in this land, and they'll be like, parents, grandparents, don't forget that you're living on stolen flesh raider land. I think that's good enough for today.